From its humble beginnings, one small, insignificant settlement on the banks of an Italian river would grow. Its armies were unstoppable, the power of its commerce and the reach of its trade unequaled, and such spectacles as to fire the imagination. In time, it would come to create the greatest empire the world had ever known. Now you must rebuild the glory, the splendor that was Rome.
Well, hello there, people with the internet, and hello again, I'm TheMBmulti. Welcome to part 1 of CivCity Rome. So, I bet you didn't see this coming. It's a pretty old game that we're playing here today. The reason actually is because a little while ago someone commented on one of my videos asking me if I was going to do another Roman city builder game like Grand Ages Rome. I did Grand Ages Rome a little while ago. I did 2 seasons of it, built 2 cities, and then I just kind of left it. But someone asked me if I was going to play another Roman city builder, like Grand Ages Rome. They mentioned Imperium Romanum, which is another game, which I also have, which is a great game. So yeah, someone mentioned that in the comments, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should, because it's been a while. And so I was looking, and I was thinking, oh, maybe another Grand Ages Rome or whatever, but then I thought, CivCity Rome. I love this game. I just have to say that up front. I absolutely adore this game. This was a large chunk of my childhood, along with Doom and Minecraft. It was this. No, along with Doom, Minecraft, and then Stitch Experiment 626 on the PlayStation 2. This was my childhood game. Even as a kid, the Roman Empire lived in me. Anyway, yeah, I don't know how many of you know this game. It's pretty old. It's 2002 or something. I don't know. I will have to check when it came out, but yeah, it's a pretty old game, but it's still fantastic. It is one of the best Roman city builders I've ever played, and it's highly detailed as well. You can't really build huge cities because the game will kind of lag a little bit if you make the cities too large, but other than that, it's pretty great. It's very detailed, and yeah. Also, you may have noticed the CivCity, kind of like Civilization games. It is inspired by the Civilization games. It has some elements to it, but it's only in the Roman era, and it doesn't go to any other era or whatever. It just goes to the Romans and nothing more, nothing less. Yeah. So, and also now that I've just now finished my Minecraft Rome update. If you haven't seen it yet, there should be a link in the top right or whatever to bring you in the right direction. I built the Imperial Palace, but yeah, I thought some more Roman stuff on the channel to appease the gods and goddesses of that live in the sky and watch over us. But yeah, anyway, the goal of this game is, of course, to build a Roman city. You can do multiple things. You can do what's also pretty funny about this is you have this Civilopedia, and you can go to Rome. You explore the mighty city of Rome, click on different buttons to learn more about Roman life, which is very cool. You can just go to things, for example, the Forum here, and then Forum, Basilica, and then you can click here, and then you can read a whole bunch of information about Roman basilicas and what they did, and how banking worked, and how the currency worked, and how taxes worked, and how the forum worked, and how the legal system works, and all that type of stuff. And then you could also go to how gladiators worked. So you can see the different types of gladiators and learn how that works and stuff. So it's not only fun, it's educational as well. And here is the Imperial Palace that I built. So we're playing campaign today. You can also, as you can see, do single missions. I'll just show you the single missions a bit. So there are a couple, most of them are pre-made, and then there are 3 my own custom ones in here. And you can download other ones from the forum. So yeah, open fields. This is the one that a lot of people will probably play. It's a huge flat area where you can just build a huge ass city. Oh yeah, there are 3 different free build ones. There is beautification, where you don't have to worry about anything, you can just build. There is warfare, where you have to fight against enemies and then build a city at the same time. And then there is the economy levels, where you actually have to accomplish a certain goal in order to finish the map. Like, I don't know, reach a certain amount of income every time, or reach a civilization level or whatever. I will explain everything in due time, because there's a lot of things to explain. I originally wanted to play single mission and explain it to you that way, but then there's so much to explain all at once that I think it's better to just do campaign, because the campaign is actually not really required. It's not like you have to do the campaign to unlock new buildings or whatever. That it doesn't work like that. The campaign is just to introduce you to the game, and then after you have done the campaign, you can essentially endlessly play single missions, because you understand how the game works. So yeah, I'll be doing the campaign. Also because there are not that many videos on CivCity Rome on YouTube, so who knows? Maybe a bunch of people that like this game will now find my channel. In that case, Avete. Away. Apologies for the pronunciation. All right, so we're starting in the first mission. There's only peaceful. There are only peaceful missions right now. We can do military missions later, but they appear after I've done some peaceful ones. Lavinium is the first one.
Hail, citizen. I am Gaius Petonus, Master of Works. If this enterprise that we call Rome is to succeed, our fledgling city needs stone. Much stone. Our surveyor has reported a promising quantity in a valley to the south. Go there and secure it. I have given to your assistant Marius a purse of denarii. This should be enough to set up the small mining concern needed. The locals nearby are placid enough and should easily be recruited. Apart from a few wild beasts nearby, I expect you to encounter no problems. Okay, so that is the first task. I have to send 10 stones to Rome. And I've got a loan of a bunch of denarii. Right, I'm gonna play on easy because even though I love this game, I'm not very good at it. I mean, well, essentially I might as well explain the difficulty rating immediately. There are 4 difficulties you can see, ranging up from kids to easy to normal to hard. Kids is the easiest one. The difference between kids and easy is that in kids there's nothing to worry about at all. Because in the game you have to worry about the public opinion. You have to keep the people happy, and if they don't stay happy, they will start rioting. And when you play kids, there is not ever a single possibility that you can get riots in the game, ever. Despite how shit your city is, they will never riot ever. So on easy, it is rather easy to maintain public order, but it can. If you neglect it, it will become an issue, and then people will riot. So, kids disables rioting and stuff. Also fires. When you have on easy, you can have fires in the game, and then you have to have firefighters to put out the fires. When you play as kids, that never happens. So that's the difference between kids and easy, if you're ever wondering. And then, of course, medium and hard are just harder versions of easy, where public order is harder to maintain and whatever. So actually, usually I play on kids because I don't really like to deal with the rioting. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to play on easy. And here you can read about a whole bunch of things, but I will explain them to you once we get there. And here you get some tips from the game itself. But yeah, let's just go.
Your first task, hail governor. Where shall we site our new town centre?
So yeah, it's a very small map, but so yeah, and then here you can go to the tips, the tutorial panel, and then that announcer guy is going to tell you how the game works. See, and then
to move around the map, move the mouse pointer to rotate the map.
So if you want to skip my tutorial, just buy this game, download it, and then listen or read all of this, and then you will be able to play the game easily. But anyway, the first thing we need to do is build a town center, kind of like Age of Empires.
Governor, immigrants are arriving in the city.
And then, as you may have heard, immigrants will arrive.
Now you all know what it's like to have no public services.
So this is our first citizen, Josephus Ferrari, which is a very interesting name. He's currently a vagrant because he doesn't live anywhere. Oh yeah, if you go to here, you can go to city reports, you can look at a whole bunch of things. So yeah, here is our only citizen, Ferrari, and he's a vagrant. Now, yeah, one person counts for 100 population in this game. Alright, so we needed stone, so we might as well begin with building a stone camp. So, oh yeah, by the way, to the left here is your building browser. Here is the infrastructure, farms and fishing, commerce, entertainment, services, security, and beautification. And then, of course, I can delete things. Here are my things. I can have a loan of 20,000 denarii just in case. And this is my objective, ship 10 stones to Rome. A lot of these things are not available in the first mission. They gradually unlock during the campaign so that you can organically be introduced to everything. But yeah, we need some resources. We need stone, so we need to go and build a stone camp here. So the workers in the stone camp quarry nearby deposits of stone. It helps to clear the land and provides a supply of stone. You need stones to build various buildings at some point. So yeah, you need to place this close to the stone area.
Governor, may I advise the building of some roads? They will allow our workers to travel more quickly and make our settlement much more efficient.
Well, thank you, announcer. Of course, the Romans are famous for their roads, so if you want to speed up the process of your game, build roads. Then we need houses for people to live in, so we'll build these simple shacks where these guys can live in for now. Because this is not a town, this is just a stone quarry, essentially. And then we need a warehouse over here, where we can store the stone. Usually you want to put the warehouses close to these areas so that they can walk rather quick, so that they don't have to walk a huge distance in order to get there. I'm not even allowed to build a well yet, okay? The whole point of this game, by the way, is to upgrade houses. I can perfectly show you that here. Of course, they start off at the town center and they don't have anything. Then they get this shack. Then the very first thing they need is water. So you need to build a well or you need to link them up to an aqueduct. Then it upgrades to the small hut. Then they need meat. So you need to build a goat farm and a butcher. Then once they've acquired meat, it will upgrade to a medium hut. And then they require a tunic. So you need to build a flax farm and then a tunic maker and so on and so on and so on. Until eventually you reach a palace where they need a humongous amount of things every day in order to... supply their lifestyle. They need like a lot of exotic items like special fruits, dates, they need flowers, they need to eat geese, they need to have dresses, they need to be able to go to bathhouses, they need to have recliners to lie on, they need to go to the barber, they need to have slaves so that they can buy slaves, they need a form of entertainment and all that type of stuff. So yeah, the whole point of this game is to upgrade these houses from a shack all the way to, well, a palace essentially. But yeah, I can't even do that because I can't even build a well here yet. But yeah, the whole point of the game right now is to get stone. And what I absolutely adore about this game is how you can see the people working. You can see them doing their job. And I can't really show you that because this shack doesn't do anything. But when you zoom in towards buildings... The roof opens up, so you can see inside houses and inside workplaces, and you can just see how people live and work and stuff. And I absolutely love that in this game. So there we go. They have made 4 stones, and they put the 4 stones in the warehouse. So this guy is just relaxing. Oh yeah.
Woe betide us. The gods must surely look down on our disrespectful city in despair.
Yeah, they say random things once you click on them. So when you click on the guy, you can see 3 arrows at most. The red arrow points to where he's working at, the green arrow points to where he lives, and then the blue arrow points where he's going to. Because just now you saw the blue arrow towards the stone camp. So yeah, and then here you can see his working and free time. The blue time is when he's off work, and the red thing is when he is on work. So he is soon transitioning to being off work. You see, there's the blue arrow. He's going to the stone cutter camp. So now he's off duty, so he's just going to put the stone down, and then he's going to go to his home probably. Oh no, he's going to chop it first, right? So yeah, and as you can see how they work, and I absolutely love that. So they first dig out a stone, and then they make it into a nice square, and then they put it in here, and then eventually they move it to the warehouse. But he's off duty now, so now he goes to his home, and then and while he's off duty, he will collect commodities for his house. He won't do anything because I don't have anything that he can collect. But if I had a well here, he would, and if there's water available, he would go to the well and collect it for his house to upgrade his house. So yeah, that's how the general gist of this game. And yeah, I just love the game. It's so cool. You can just start from essentially this, a very small colony or quarry. It's not even a colony, it's just a quarry with with 2 workers in it. Yeah, and then you evolve to a huge provincial capital city.
Rome will always be safe from the north. No one could ever get over those Alps.
Well, yeah, that's true, because they haven't met Hannibal yet at this point. Or at least, well, not yeah. Well, they have met the Carthaginians, but not Hannibal yet. And then you need to build a warehouse. And as you can see, this is what warehouses can store. They can store tunics, beds, recliners, flowers, weeds, flour, yeah, that's what it's called. Iron, gladii, dresses, olive oil, tunics, togas, glassware, linen, timber, stone, of course, javelins, pile, of course, and marble. And then you also have, I can't see them yet, but you also have granaries, and all the food will be stored in a granary.
We need better access to entertainment in this city, if you ask me, which you haven't.
Yeah, if you click on people, you can actually hear what they're thinking.
The stone is on its way to Rome.
But yeah, that's a very nice touch. You can click on people, and then when there is something wrong with them, when the city is missing something or whatever, then they will tell you that. And if there's nothing wrong, they'll just tell you something random.
Beware of Greeks bringing gifts, my mum always said. Not that I've ever met a Greek like.
Random things like that, for example. Alright, also it might be a good opportunity to explain to you how this area works. So the very first thing we've got over here is our civilization level. You need to, once your city grows to a certain amount of size, the Roman citizens expect a certain level of civilization to be in the town. And those are calculated in 4 things: entertainment, religion, civil services, and beautification. So entertainment, of course, I don't have any entertainment in this town right now, but yeah, they need to have good access to entertainment, musical recitals, theater plays, arena combats, arena variety shows, circus races, and then it gets boosted by wonders and research. And then religion, they need to have good access to religion, temples to Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Diana, and Mithras. Civil services, they need to have access to health, need to have access to a hospital, they need to have access to education, a library, access to government. You need to use roads correctly. They need to feel secured. And research, of course. And then beautification. People like it when they have a beautiful city to look at, which you can bolster by building gardens, fountains, statues, and housing people. And of course cleaning the streets. And then, yeah, this middle bar is what they expect. So above this is expected civilization. So and these blue things are like, this blue is represented on this pillar here. So if I add more civil services, this blue will increase. And if I increase it above this, then we get a +5 to public order. And if it drops below, then it will have a negative. If it drops below this middle bar, it will have a negative effect on public order. So as this bar rises, I also need to increase things over here so that it doesn't drop below the middle bar. Then here we can have how happy people are. Okay, I only make 2 denarii, but and then here you see the breakdown of city happiness. You can give them more wages, but then of course I would lose money, as you can see. Rations, I can't have rations because I don't have a granary yet. You can increase how longer they have to work. I will make more money that way, but there of course will be... Oh no, I won't make more money, but I will have more products, but of course people will be unhappy. And all the way around as well. They will be happy if they have to work less, but then of course I make less products. And then, yeah, you see if there are a lot of unhoused people, they're unhappy about that. Yeah, unemployment, that's people sitting at a town center waiting for a job. But yeah, that is an infinite supply of people, so they will always be unhappy about that. Can build wonders, there can be external events that you don't have any influence over, and then you could just research various things. Here is a, profits and loss for this year. It speaks for itself. Then here we can have a breakdown of all my citizens, how many people have houses, how many people don't have houses, and how many people are sitting at the town center. Here we can have all the people. See how wealthy everybody is. This is my wealthiest person who has got 185 denarii on family wealth. And he's been in the city for whatever the length of time is. Here we have requests from the Senate. We just had that 10 stone that would have popped up here. And if we have any armies, that will show up here. So yeah, that's the breakdown for this, which is very useful if you want to have a quick glance about how your city is doing. And then here's the world map, by the way.
Is a success.
Oh, that was it already. Okay.
Hail, citizen. Your first shipment of stone has arrived, but it seems you still have much work to do. I'm told that your savages spend long periods of their time scavenging for food and water. This is not the Roman way. They must be made more efficient. Sink some wells for them. Give them a few goats. Rome needs her stone.
Okay, so now I have another objective. I need to have 30 stones and I have to acquire 50 meat. And then I can have a loan if things go bad. And then some tips again. Introduction to new buildings. Whatever, alright, let's just continue with this town. Alright, so now I have access to new things. Here's the granary I talked about. Things that produce food, deliver their food in a granary. The well will provide water to citizens. So we need that first.
Governor, immigrants are arriving in the city.
Because people need to upgrade their house in order to... they need water first.
I can get almost anywhere I want by road. That's great.
Alright, and then we have a butcher shop. But for that we need a goat farm. Okay, so we'll build the goat farm here. There we go. And then we build 2 butcher shops, because food is always an issue. Build the road around. And then we also need this granary. I'll put it right here. Yeah, also there is an entrance to the back of this shop, you may have noticed. The blue area indicates where there is an entrance, and there's an entrance at the back. You may be wondering, why the hell is there an entrance at the back? Well, once you upgrade your house all the way to a large hovel, then you need to connect them to an aqueduct, and then they need to go to a bathhouse, and then they can upgrade to an insula, and you can build an insula, which is an apartment, on top of a shop. Usually it's the other way around. Usually there is a shop at the bottom of an insula. So there we go. Here's our first upgraded house.
Woe betide us. The gods must surely look down on our disrespectful city in despair.
This guy is claiming all the water. That guy has only made 3 pots of water, and this guy's claimed all 3 of them. But yeah, anyway, the next thing he needs is meat, of course. So he needs to wait for the butcher to have meat. And as you can see, the butcher
We need better
is
access
here.
to entertainment in this city, if you ask me, which you haven't.
So this guy has... And also, this is what I love about this game. You can just see them working. So he got some meat from the goat farm, and there we go. He's put some meat on the counter. And people that have spare time will go to the butcher shop and buy the meat from him. And now he's made extra meat, which he can't put on his thing anymore. So I'll put it in the granary. And this food is given out as rations to people. But for the sake of this mission, I'm going to
Prevent outgoing meat, so that I can save it up. And there we go, this guy's already collected both things. And now he needs tunicas to upgrade, but I don't have tunicas. So I need to complete this first.
Hail, Governor.
Oh, I can research
What
things.
would you like to research next?
Right, so here are researches. I can only research the first things, but yeah, animal husbandry will, as you can see, increase the butcher yield.
Research started.
It's a good thing to get the this one done nice and quickly. Yeah, I very rarely bother with wells. I usually build an aqueduct straight away. Which is a bit expensive, but it's more efficient. Because when you build an aqueduct, everybody is constantly supplied with 3... Because you can have 3... yeah, what the hell do you call these things? Bottles of water? Amphorae of water? I don't know. But yeah, you can have a maximum of 3. And then it can slowly dwindle away once they drink it. And then they have to go back to the well and collect some
Governor,
new ones.
Your
Oh,
mission is a success.
Hail, citizen. The stone from your village now flows freely into Rome. However, the supply is not limitless, and we must plan ahead to the time when the stone runs out. Your savages work well, and they will make good citizens. Where once they provided Rome with stone, soon they will provide her with tax. Build your village into a town, give them protection, give them proper clothing. Turn them into Romans.
turn them into Romans. Alright, so I need to reach 3, 4, 5... Jesus Christ. 5 large huts, and then I have to acquire 50 more stone. Okay. So yeah, I need tunica shops, essentially, is the only new thing here. But yeah, an aqueduct is better, because... Oh yeah, this guy doesn't have a house. This guy doesn't have a house, so he sleeps at his job.
We need better access to entertainment in this city, if you ask me, which you haven't.
Which is super sad. Alright, so we'll build a flax farm now. As you can see, flax is grown here and will yield valuable linen for the weaver shops, who in turn will provide tunics for your citizens.
Mathematics has been researched.
I think I'll build the farm here.
Governor, immigrants are arriving in the city.
And then we'll build 2 tunic shops. And then we can have a bit of a forum going here. Oh! Lions! This is... Okay, the lions just ignore my people there, okay. We need to build these guard towers, which will provide guards, which will kill lions.
Danger, Governor. Wild animals are attacking our people.
Yeah, I've noticed. I'm sending some guards over. You can also command your armies to do this. But I don't have any armies. Of course. Oh, come on! Why the hell are you bothering with that guy? Yeah, this guard system is perfect in this game, I have to admit. Same thing goes for rioters, but that's why I don't really like riot. There we go, they killed the lion finally. Ah, there we go, the other guy's dead as well, and then we just need to wait until this guy dies. There we go. Lions are dead. Yeah. Okay, and then we'll just build some houses here. There we go. Are there many unhoused people? Yes, there are 4 unhoused people. 2 stone cutters, 3 stone cutters and a linen worker. So yeah, by the way, here are the flax farmers. I got distracted by the lions a bit, but the flax farmers are of course producing the flax. They're taking them off the field right now. And then they take them to over here and they spin them into linen.
And after that's done, they will store the linen here, and then they'll bring the linen to a warehouse eventually. Unless a tunic maker or a toga maker or a dressmaker comes along and collects the linen. So as you can see here, they're spinning it into a linen thing, yarn or whatever. I don't thread. I don't know what it's called. One of these things. And there we go. They've produced 2 more of those things, and they'll store them here temporarily until this area is full, and then they'll put them in this cart and bring them to the warehouse. Weaver,
of course, things would have been very different.
This is one of the tunic makers, and he just there we go. He collected the thing, and his other friend here is already busy. See, he's weaving a tunic. And there we go. He's done. And then he puts it up there so people can buy it. And then he goes again. Right, so do we have
Hail, Governor.
dressmaking?
What would you like to research next?
No. You can research weaving and then they'll produce 2 tunicas at once.
Has been researched. Hail, Governor. What would you like to research next?
Engineering. Oh, by the way, the alphabet makes research go faster.
Rumors of the Praetorian Guard are about to stage a coup are widespread.
What the hell are you talking about, Praetorian Guard? This is 442 BC. The Praetorian Guards won't be formed until a couple centuries later. This is a negative thing on, yeah, here. -7 on public happiness due to the Praetorian Guard coup rumors. So yeah, I can't do anything about that. That's just random rumors that I just have no influence over. There we go. We've reached all the maximum housing that we needed. We just need to get 50 stone in here. This is also great for the fact that you don't need to build farms everywhere. If you build a couple farms, that's more than enough to supply your linen production to your city. So what you can do is then let all the linen be stored in one warehouse, and then as you can see there, this warehouse has a donkey with a cart behind it. You can send that donkey to another warehouse to distribute stuff from warehouse to warehouse. So you can build another another tunic maker far away from a farm, but near a warehouse with linen in it, and then the tunic maker will still work because they can still access linen, even though they don't have access to a farm. So that's that's a neat little thing. So you don't have to build farms everywhere, even though you've got enough, because that would be annoying, right?
Engineering has been researched.
There we go. As you can see, the roads are better now. But yeah, that would be very annoying, of course, if you have to... if you produce more than enough linen, but you have to build a farm near a shop. Because you can also just build a warehouse near a shop, which has the resource in it, and then the shop will work just fine, and it does. And there we go, it's fully grown. They go back in here, they'll grab a scythe, and then they'll start to harvest it.
The power of Carthage was always based on its fleet. That's what my old dad used to tell me.
So yeah, there we go. You can see the farmers at work.
Governor, your mission is a success.
There we go.
Hail, citizen. I am pleased with this town you have founded. May it serve our capital well. My only regret is that I cannot keep you there to guide its progress further. I have urgent need of your skills elsewhere. You and your servant are to gather your belongings and to head north to Capena at the earliest opportunity.
Alright, so that was the first mission on Lavinium. And now we're going to Capena, but we're going to do it in another episode. So, hope you humans like this this game and this series. I'll be doing the campaign a little bit, and then as I said, later I will do some single missions, and maybe also some of the missions that I've created myself. And yeah, well, if you like it, I will continue, and if not, then at least I've done this video about it. Anyway, I hope you Romans enjoyed the video. Be sure to like if you liked it, and then I'll see you in the next one. See you later, Romans. Avete.